Hey, I think we're live, Bobby.
Again, another week we show up semi coherent to what we're doing.
Semi-coherent is definitely the right way to put that.
Yeah.
So, of course, like every week, we're going to give this a couple of minutes for some fine folks to come on here. I see Clemson Carson's already in the chat.
Clemson Carson's always in all the chats. I did a show last night, and Clemson Carson came in and just. I almost quit because he totally kept the show going. There's Talk to the Paul is in there. Maybe there's
Yes.
Talk to the Paul.
How you doing, sir? While we're waiting for people to come on here, what's your, 4th of July is on Saturday? I think it's on
Yeah.
Saturday. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Got any big plans for the birth of America?
Not really. Not really. Just probably do some grilling out. That's what the forefathers was really focusing on, is that they would come over here, settle up all this stuff just so we could all grill.
Mm-hmm.
But that's basically what I'm going to do. Are you going back to the beach again? I saw your tweets. You and I haven't talked about this. I saw your tweets over the weekend.
You did.
And I thought they were mocking me. Were you mocking me?
I was definitely mocking you. And
I knew it.
and I was mocking everybody else who doesn't live near a beach.
Oh, God, I hate you.
So last weekend we went both Saturday and Sunday with the kids. This past weekend, we went by ourselves for the entire day. Just Mrs. Peete and I. So we had a day at the beach without the kids, and we took full advantage of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw some of the pictures, and I was like, they're having a good time.
We had a great time, and I don't think we'll go back to the beach. Maybe we will. I don't know, honestly. The thing I'm worried about is you should have seen how busy and crowded the beach was when there wasn't 4th of July weekend. So I'm assuming this weekend's going to be even tenfold of that, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, you guys have like 50 beaches you can go to. Here, if I want to do anything, I have to drive to Lake Kiowee, and it'll be like an ocean there. And, I love the lake. I haven't been on the lake in years, but there was a period of time for about 10 years. I was on the lake so much it was ridiculous. I have 2 concussions from Lake Kiowee. Those are great stories in themselves.
That's what's wrong with you then.
Oh man, I was this stupid long before that. I was actually well, yeah. But even then, towards the last 3 or 4 years, I wouldn't go out on the 4th of July and ride like a jet ski because there was just so many people on Lake Kiowee. You couldn't enjoy it. I mean, it was just like, oh, it's awful. So I'd rather be on the beach.
We used to go. My brother used to have a lake house on Lake Kiowee for a long time, and we'd go up there every 4th of July. He sold the house a couple of years ago, but man, Lake Kiowee on 4th of July is awesome. And at nighttime they have the fireworks.
Oh cool. Yeah.
So, yeah. Also, did you hear what Mac Brown's doing over there at North Carolina?
It sounds like he's the only person in that division who's serious about winning any games.
Man, he just signed 5-star Tony Grimes, a cornerback. I don't know anything about Tony Grimes, but I see 5-star and I see cornerback. And that's either the second or third 5-star he signed in this 2021 recruiting class.
I will look that up, my friend. But
yeah,
I know it's at least 2, but you could be right. It could be 3.
Yeah. Talk to the Paul with a super chat. Thank you, sir. He didn't say anything. Cody Lashney's in the house. I know Cody wants to talk about the Cam Newton deal. Hey, Cody, I know you have a show. By the way, I want to promote Cody's show real quick. Cody has a Carolina Panthers show every Tuesday night. So tonight, I think they go on. What time do you go on? 8 or 9 o'clock, Cody? Type in whatever it is, 8 or 9 o'clock. I think it's at 9 o'clock. Anyway, I'll be in there if I'm able to, Cody. I'm sure they'll be talking about Carolina Panthers former quarterback Cam Newton getting signed by the New England Patriots, and I'm going to talk a lot about that tomorrow night, next stream. My call-in show tomorrow night. I'm going to talk about Cam Newton because I've been having some epic battles on Twitter with people talking about that.
Now me, I'm on the outside looking in, and I could absolutely care less. But I always told my brother-in-law, big Carolina Panthers fan. First and only NFL game I've ever been to in my entire life. He was kind enough to invite me to go with him, and I went. That was the weekend. It was a couple of years ago when Aaron Rodgers, he had been injured, and then he finally came back, and it was at Carolina. Carolina ended up winning the ball game. But I told him years ago when Newton was he's about a couple of years in with the Panthers. I told him, I said, Cam Newton is a freak of an athlete, but he will not win a Super Bowl. You take that to the bank. At least not at Carolina.
Do you still feel that way?
100%. And everybody thought I was crazy. I said, you don't know NFL football, blah, 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 blah. Did he win a Super Bowl at Carolina? Nope. Probably not at the Patriots either. So.
He took him to the Super Bowl, though. Do you see Richard Williams in the chat here? Now, normally, if somebody said something like that about Mrs. Peete, I would get very angry and probably delete them from the channel. But do you know who Richard Williams might happen to be?
Richard Williams? This piece sounds like she might be kind of... who is Richard Williams?
He might happen to be my father-in-law.
Oh, no. Richard Williams. Well, hey, listen. If he can say whatever he wants.
Exactly. Hey, he said it, not me. He said it, not me.
Hey, whoa. Don't agree too much. Don't agree too much. Kind of get defensive. But if you laugh too much, okay, I'll tell this one. My wife doesn't watch what I do on here, so I'm not worried about it. So my wife was driving, and she's a great driver, but she actually had a fender bender. But anyway, and I got her dad to laughing about it in front of her. And I had to quickly learn, don't laugh too much, even if the father-in-law is laughing. The father-in-law can laugh as much as he wants. It does not matter. The husband, not as much.
Cody says, let me do something here. I'm losing my place here. So Cody says that the Carolina Cat Chronicles show is at 9 p.m. on Tuesday night. So if you're a Carolina Panthers fan and you happen to be in here, or maybe you're just an NFL fan, they do a great job over there. And I try to check it out as much as I can. So go check that out.
Awesome.
SEC Dog said he heard Louisville is going to drop the hammer on Dabo and the Taters this year. And he heard it from a reliable source. I would love to know what source that is that's reliable.
Hey, you and I, we were on Mark Rogers' show a couple of weeks ago, and Mark asked both you and I the question. If there's one game in this upcoming season that we would be concerned about, who would it be? And we both shocked Mark when neither one of us said Notre Dame, because we all know that game's probably going to be a top 5 matchup. So we know what's coming from if they play it. Yeah. But we said that if the team who had the coaching, who had the ability in a one game, not this season, in one game, who could bring it and possibly give us a problem, maybe even upset us, would be Louisville. We didn't say it would happen, but I love SEC Dog because he talks total trash. By the way, SEC Dog, where were you at last night on my live stream? I needed you to come on there and really tick me off. I missed you.
Hey, look, it's Nate the Great. Don't be late. And he's never late either.
Never late. Ever.
He's never late. That's a nice guy there, Nate. All right. So, lots of good people in here. Luke Godwin, Bartholomew Bob, the Barner, EIEIO. Foes Bobby speak English? Asking for a friend. I think he means, does Bobby speak English? Do you speak English, Bobby?
Periodically. Me or Bobby? Bobby really never speaks English. Although I did find out that if Bobby drinks a little too much, as he drinks more, his accent begins to sound kind of British. So maybe.
a redneck British guy? Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much. Cogni? Isn't that what they call it?
I don't know what they call that. That's definitely a new language.
It is definitely a new language. It's for a select few.
Right. All right. So the topic of discussion for tonight, and then we'll answer some more questions in the chat, and we may answer some questions as we go along here. This is a very loose type of stream. It's just like a couple of guys hanging out, not making any sense. That's pretty much what the show is based on, right?
I like it.
Yeah. So the first topic of discussion is tonight. Did you see the article by SI.com about the top quarterbacks over the past 10 years in college football?
I'm still looking for it, but I heard who outranked Deshaun Watson, and I about pissed myself. So go with it. I'm still looking for the article here.
Well, for anybody who doesn't know, and I'm sure most of you probably know, Baker Mayfield was ranked number 1 college quarterback in the past 10 years. And that goes over not only Deshaun Watson, but I'm assuming the past 10 years would include Cam Newton because that was 2010.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 10 years ago. And especially since we haven't played the 2020 season yet. So technically, over the past 10 years, that goes back to 2009. But yeah, so I'd put Baker Mayfield maybe 4th or 5th on that list. Honestly,
Maybe.
To put him ahead of Deshaun Watson is completely ridiculous. And to put him ahead of Cam Newton is ridiculous.
That's unspeakable.
The only reason I would put Deshaun Watson ahead of Cam Newton, Cam Newton had a better single season than Deshaun Watson did, but Deshaun Watson had a better sustained career at Clemson than any quarterback in the past 10 years. With 2 national championship appearances, 1 national championship win, and a close national championship win the year before that in 2015 against Alabama. What did Baker Mayfield ever do other than win a game on the road at Ohio State and plant the flag in the middle and a fake turf field where he really couldn't plant it? You know, he tried to stick it in there and it just bounced off.
Well, you also don't forget that great moment. It's always going to be on the highlight reel of his college career where he shook his junk at Kansas fans after they wouldn't shake his hand.
That is true. And he did grab his junk. You're right about that.
We did. He did. And now we know why they didn't shake his hand, because he just keeps his hand on his junk all the time.
So I'm assuming, and this is a good point by Clemson Carson. Clemson Carson says Watson got snubbed the Heisman once, and you could agree twice. I would agree definitely once. He should have won it in 2015. The 2016 one, I think, is when Lamar Jackson won it. And I can't argue against that, honestly, because, I mean, Lamar Jackson was a video game character in 2016.
Very much.
But 2015, he definitely should have won it. But the reason this makes sense is because apparently the SI is going off of just Heisman winners and not, the actual production on the field and actually winning big games. Because both 2015 and 2016, people like to rag on the ACC as far as strength of schedule. I think 2016 Clemson had the number 1 strength of schedule in the country going into the playoffs and then dominated the playoffs. Yeah. So that can't be the reason.
No.
Can you think of any other reason why Baker Mayfield would be ranked number 1? Other than, I have a theory. My theory is clicks. Because to say that Cam Newton or Deshaun Watson were the best quarterback in the past 10 years, people be like, okay, yeah, and they wouldn't even click on the article. But when you put Baker Mayfield in there, people are reading, they want to read that article like me. It got me. I'm not going to lie. I clicked on the article, and clicks equal dollars. So I'm going on that.
Maybe. Also, I've said this recently, and a lot of people, I guess a lot of people think that there's some underlying reason. But I'm being honest here. I think that the majority of people who are writing these articles now and who are on a lot of the big shows, I didn't say all of them, but a lot of them, they really have absolutely no clue what they're talking about. They're just a mouthpiece of somebody who's in the higher up in the organization who wants him to say certain things. And then the other part of them is just people who used to play football and they're there for, kind of for the moment. I don't really think that we have really good writers anymore. So I do agree with you. I mean, I'm a marketing major and sales has been my game for years. So I get it. I get wetting the taste buds of people to come in and click on your article. I get it 100%. At the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody actually believes he was the number 1 quarterback in the past 10 years because they're just that darn stupid.
Nate, yes, I ordered your shirt today. It'll be sent out to you. It'll probably take a couple weeks to get there. But yes, I did. We want to get into the integrity of journalism these days because for some reason, whether you hate or love Donald Trump, he ruined that sort of narrative for you. If you say the word fake news now, it's just, oh, you're a Donald Trump guy. You can't have an opinion on this. No, I mean, fake news was long before Donald Trump ever, ran for office. But that's a whole nother discussion. But it doesn't negate the fact that that writers are definitely looking for clicks, and they will say things that they don't even believe in order to get clicks, because clicks and views equal dollars and equal ratings, and ratings equal a longer career.
It sure does. And I'll tell you this, if you really want an interesting read and you want to see something that's kind of interesting, of course, we don't have an agreement with Sports Illustrated. We're just talking about them here. Go to Sports Illustrated, ranking the nation's top quarterbacks. Okay, so the first two you look at, it's like, it's Trevor Lawrence and it's Justin Fields. Go to number 3, Sam Ehlinger. Really? Sam Ehlinger? Who's at number 4? Who's at number 4? Sam Howell. Okay, I know he was a freshman last year. I know he played for North Carolina.
Where is Cam Newton in this? Was Cam Newton even on the top 5?
No, this is top 10 going into this season.
Oh, okay.
Going into this season.
This year. Okay, all right.
Yeah. Kyle Trask at 5. You have Tanner Morgan up at Minnesota at 6. Brock Purdy at Iowa State. Ian Book at number 8. Jaden Daniels, Arizona State, and Shane Buechele at SMU. I mean, some of those I agree with, but number 3 is, are you serious? Ehlinger? No. I don't care how many years he's been at Texas. No. He is not the number 3 quarterback in the country going into this season. If they would have put Ian Book at 3 or 4 versus that option. So understand my argument. If it was putting Ehlinger there or Ian Book there, I could have way taken Ian Book.
So go through these top 3 again. Trevor Lawrence, right?
Trevor Lawrence is number 1. So this is the quarterbacks. This is the top 10 quarterbacks going into this season. Justin Fields, and then Sam Ehlinger.
Where's Sam Howell from North Carolina?
Sam Howell is number 4.
Oh, okay.
Number 5 is
Sam Howell is behind Ehlinger?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is Spencer Rattler in that top 5 list?
He is not.
Who's number 5?
Number 5 is Kyle Trask.
No.
Yep.
I'm going to stay silent on this one because I've already done a whole entire 1-hour live stream about the Florida Gators, and I'll leave it at that. If you guys want to see my thoughts on Kyle Trask, you can go back and watch that.
And think about this: Ian Book is number 8, a guy who got his team, even though they got throttled.
Hold on, keep going. Who is number 6? Okay,
so number 6 is Tanner Morgan from Minnesota. All right,
that's fair. Who's number 7?
Fair. 7 is Brock Purdy from Iowa State. So he had almost 4,000 yards passing, 27 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions last year.
Let me ask you a question: is this just Power 5 teams? Because that kid from North Dakota State is being very highly rated.
From what I understand, yes. Every team on here is, well, not Power 5. It's probably just the Division 1. Yeah, okay. Division 1. We'll say that. Shane Buechele is at number 10. I would put Shane Buechele in front of Ehlinger right now. I don't know
about that, but I'd put him on it.
Not at 3. I wouldn't put him at 3. I'm just saying anyway.
So they don't have Felipe Franks on there at all with Arkansas.
Somehow Felipe kind of fell through the cracks. But to complete it real quick, Ian Book at 8, Jaden Daniels at Arizona State at 9, and Shane Buechele at 10. So that's who they had.
I just got a comment. I just clicked off of it, but I wanted to know what our prediction was for Penn State. This year.
I think it'll be a good football team, but a great football team, no. They're going to come out. They're going to come out just as hot as they always do, and everybody and their brother's going to be talking about Happy Valley, and then Happy Valley's going to end up with like 9 or 10 wins, and it'll be, oh, next season we're really going to come and get them. And now let's stop there. A 10-win season is not a bad thing. You and
that's what I said.
Yeah.
I said the same thing, and I got killed. I know people out there, and nobody hates Ohio State more than me, and maybe you too. I don't know.
Definitely.
But the reality is Ohio State's top 3 program in the country, and they're loaded this year, like they are pretty much every year. And for me to think that Penn State, being in the same conference and same division, is all of a sudden going to come out and win that division and make the playoffs is I mean, I don't know what people are basing that on.
I think where people are getting caught up in the whole Penn State, Ohio State thing, that this is one thing that I've looked at Ohio State, and I've done some videos on Ohio State. We've talked about Ohio State. We've talked about their talent, and they are talented. They've recruited very, very well. They're incredible. But the more and more I look at how many people they're returning, the more and more I question, could we see some upsets that maybe we're not seeing? Now, I didn't say that Penn State was something great. I'm talking about Ohio State. I mean, think about Ohio State. They have 6 returning starters on the offense. Master Teague, who was supposed to play running back for them right now, he's questionable for the season, according to some people, but because he has an injury. And then on defense, they only return 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
So is Ohio State talented? Yeah, I'm not going to take that away from them. But do I think that Ohio State is just leaps and bounds above everybody in the country? I'm beginning to question that.
I do. Because I think that they are. I think they're leaps and bounds ahead of everybody else in the Big Ten.
Possibly. I think where people are looking at Penn State is they return a lot more people on the defensive side of the ball, and they feel like with Ohio State losing so much that maybe that'll even the field out. But I tell you, Ohio State's going to be ready for that game. I can go ahead and tell you they're going to be ready for that game because they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear that some team is going to challenge them to go to the college football playoff. Heck no, especially when it's Penn State.
I realize Penn State could win against Ohio State in a one-game scenario, but Ohio, if that's the game that Ohio State loses, that'd be the only one. And I don't see Penn State going 11-1 or 12-0. It's not going to happen.
No, I don't see it.
The QC with a $1.99 super chat says, "Hope you're good, Pete. I'm amazing and fantastic, sir." And I think Bobby is too.
I'm fair today.
You're looking like a slob today, kind of, Bobby. You unshaven.
I look like crap.
Yeah.
You like this? This is my undershirt. I wore this to bed last night.
Yeah.
Wife couldn't keep her hands off of me as usual.
I could see she even stretched out the collar there, trying to grab it.
Mm-hmm. She did. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I keep a trimmed. I really like to shave my chest.
Oh, you shave it?
I do shave my chest. You didn't know that.
No, that's disturbing, actually.
That is very disturbing. But we got. I went and bought some decent razors. Okay, I'm going totally off the beaten path. I went and bought some decent razors. Okay, and I was like, I'm going to shave my chest. Dude tore my chest absolutely up. And since then, I hadn't went and bought any more razors. And now hair's growing on my chest, and I think it looks ridiculous. But there we go. But yeah, I look like crap today. I just really don't care.
I don't think anybody else cares either. But the Slob Olympics are in March of 2020-21, and judging from the way that you look right now, you'll fit right in at the Slob Olympics. So you need to come.
I'll try. But yeah, I look like crap. I totally look like crap. So, question for you. We want to jump. Do we want to jump into Boomer Esiason right now, or do we want to wait later?
We'll go into it now. I don't know what to think about this. For anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, Boomer Esiason has a theory about the coronavirus and the teams like Clemson, Alabama, Texas, and LSU. These are the teams that are all reporting high cases of the coronavirus for their team. Clemson maybe leading the list. Here's the other thing about this, though. Clemson reported basically half their team, like 39 players, have tested positive for coronavirus in the past 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Alabama's reporting like 30. Texas is reporting, 20-something. I don't know the exact numbers. I didn't write it down. As far as I know, Clemson's the only one that's reporting every single case. And then, I know I know LSU has said very vague things like, well, it's either players or people that have come in contact with the players, very vague type of thing. Clemson's being transparent in this thing, but I don't, that's neither here nor there. But Boomer Esiason has a theory, and this is where he gets me thinking that he's wrong, and he's caught a lot of flack for saying this, is that he says that the players are getting this virus on purpose so that they don't have it later in the year and that they're able to be coronavirus free later in the year. Now, he's saying this based off a complete hunch. I don't think this is crazy to think what he's saying is true, actually. But he obviously doesn't have any evidence to back this up. And here's the other thing about this. He says the players are getting the coronavirus on purpose, because that's one thing. If the players say, hey, I'm going to expose myself to coronavirus and so that I know I have it and I'll be ready to go in the college football season. It's a whole nother thing to say, like, are the coaches encouraging the players to get coronavirus? Because that is a scandal of all scandals, if that were to be true.
Pretty much. I saw a question on here. How long does the antibodies last? I'm trying to look that up. Here's my opinion on it. There was a government official. I can't remember what his name is, but it came out on Twitter.
Hey, well, go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and let you know I just blocked that Cincinnati loser. He's obsessed with homosexuality, and apparently he has a gay sort of feelings for me. And we don't allow that here. There's nothing wrong with being gay. We welcome gay people in every race, creed, and religion. I do have a line. So he crossed the line.
Oh my God!
So he's
we always got to have some people show up, and have to moon us all. But glad to see a bunch of people getting in here that ain't doing that. So I'll throw this in there. So this week, Twitter, some government official here in South Carolina was basically sent out a tweet saying that, well, hey, if they do all get it, then we'll have football season. And then he caught a bunch of crap for that, and yada yada yada. If the coaches are telling them to do this, yeah, we've got a problem. Would I be surprised if the players looked at each other and went, look, guys, we get this over with. We're healthy. We've read what the CDC has said. We've read all these different reports. We're all in pretty doggone good health, better than about anybody else. We're young. Let's get it over with. I wouldn't be surprised. But if the coaches were telling them to do that, yeah, we would have a scandal of all scandals.
I don't understand where this theory is coming from either. That's the thing I don't get about it. Does that go back to what we were talking about earlier with Boomer Esiason trying to make headlines or something?
Yes, absolutely. And I get it. These guys, a lot of them, they're doing a show every day, early morning for 3 hours, and they have to have something to talk about. I get it. With that said, you and I could get on here and say some really, 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 really out there stupid stuff. And I think just after a while, even though we're just hanging out, and then of course I do the Bobby Durkins thing where that's a comedy thing. That's what a lot of people don't get. That is, I tell some of my true feelings on some stuff, but at the end of the day, that's a comedy thing. So I can say some really, really stupid stuff. But with that said, I think when you're trying to be taken as a serious figurehead speaking and talking about issues, after a while, you got to start to be a little more careful with what you say. I don't know, man. I really don't know where he got the theory from or what he's really going for, what's he driving at,
The issue is he's talking about, who said this? Somebody said, Luke Godwin. Here we go. Luke Godwin said what Boomer said would be criminal. And that's my point, is that you're basically, your theory is accusing Nick Saban and Ed Orgeron and Dabo Sweeney, and the other teams he was talking about. Excuse me, burping over here. That would be a criminal act to tell players to get a pandemic virus in order to play football in the fall. That would be a criminal act, and they not only would they get fired if that was to be the truth, they probably would become brought up on charges for that.
wasn't there a story about some old woman who got mad at a cop? And this is before all this whole social unrest stuff happened. I mean, this is like, I don't know, back in March. She got mad at a cop. He had, basically it was like some type of altercation. They'd been called out there on domestic violence. I heard this story. I don't know if it's true, but I wouldn't doubt it. And she got mad at him and told him that she had corona, and she tried to cough on him, and they arrested her and actually charged her. I mean, they actually got her because that's a criminal act. So if any of this is true, you're right, Luke, that you're looking at criminal activity. I mean, I'm laughing, but I mean, it's hilarious,
Yeah, absolutely. Bubba Clemson wants to know, is Bobby Durkin's about to get a sponsorship from Manscaped?
Maybe my wife wants me to get one. I don't know. No, hey, if they'll pay me, I'm shaving anyway. Go ahead. If I have to shave other places and they pay me well, I mean, I do. I feel like I do much worse every now on a daily basis to make $1. Why not? Oh my God. Oh my God. That's hilarious.
Richard Williams says, ditto on Bellinger. I think he means Ellinger. Sam Howell second behind Trevor. Justin Fields, you got to give Justin Fields credit where credit is due, I think. So Trevor and Justin, I think you got to put it 1 and 2. I mean, a lot of that has to do with the teams that they play on. Mm-hmm. Obviously more talented than North Carolina, but Sam Howell, he's definitely, I'd put him in the top 3.
That guy right there is the reason that people are believing in North Carolina. People sees the promise in North Carolina. I don't know if I've seen a team. There's probably a few of them. I'm not going to go that far. That would be an exaggeration. They're one of the very few teams that I've seen who seemingly changed. I mean, they've just turned on a dime. I mean, they just went from sucking to, oh my God, they could be 2 seasons away from contending for the ACC. Now, you and I want to go, whoa, hold up with that statement. I'm not going to speak for y'all, speak for me. There's kind of a part of me that goes, really, would you really say that? And it's like, yeah, because what else does that division have? And in a one game battle where they had to go head to head with Clemson, because most likely that's who it's going to be, they might be able to come out and work some magic. So I don't think it would be this season, but definitely next season. Definitely. They're a good football team either way. It's remarkable what he's done up there, and Sam Howell is an integral part of it.
Hold on. This Cody Lashney question is interesting, and I don't know if he mistyped it. He says, what are the chances we see some aggression from Justin Fields this season? I think he might be meaning regression. I don't or is Ryan Day's offense too easy to put up points in?
Yeah, he said regret. He meant regression.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, regression. Okay. I don't think you'll see a regression from Justin Fields this year. I think you'll actually see a progression. And I know last year, I mean, he was a Heisman finalist. I mean, it's not like you can't get much better. But yeah, I think the Ryan Day offense is friendly, sort of like the Oklahoma offense is friendly. 2 quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I don't think you'll see a regression. I think as long as he stays healthy, I think you'll see him do at least what he did last year, if not better.
Yeah, same thing here. The only thing, Cody, that I've picked at, and I love to get Ohio State fans fired up about this one, is has he learned how to take a hit? If you know anybody who's actually played solid amount of time in college football, you know that you have to know how to take a hit. And I've really fired up some fans on that. They're like, how dare you ask, does Justin Fields know how to take a hit? Well, here's a great example. He's running in the open field. This is the first time they played Wisconsin. Open field, he sees that a Wisconsin cornerback, who he's bigger than, by the way, is about to hit him. He hits him. He ends up turned on his side, rolling around like a cockroach on the field. You go, okay, Brian, that's one time. I mean, come on, Brian. Use your brain. It happened 2 or 3 more times that game. And then in other parts of the season, when he finally got touched, he's rolling around like he's hurt. Either A, he's playing, or B, he doesn't know how to take a hit. And we saw what happened when Clemson finally started getting after him, really started tearing off his head and started coming after him. You started seeing mistakes. And that's the thing with Trevor that I always feel so good about. You come after Trevor, you hit him, you make him have to roll, whatever. He is still poised. He's fantastic. Justin Fields, again, fantastic talent, front runner. I believe he'll win the Heisman Trophy. But that's just my question with him.
Luke Godwin, do you guys think our first string looked tired in the fourth quarter against LSU, i.e. should Dabo leave the first string guys in longer this year? No. I mean, the risk of leaving your starters in when you're up by 4 touchdowns against insignificant teams in the ACC is bigger than the risk in the playoffs. I think the reason they look tired is because that offense was just destroying them,
pilling them apart.
Yeah.
Pilling them.
So I don't think it had anything to do with conditioning. They were just getting killed.
The year before they had the very, very same formula and won the national championship and beat the crap out of Alabama. So I think it just really comes back to LSU was just a monster last year. It was the perfect storm, and Clemson just happened to be in their path. I'm not going to take away from what LSU did. I think that Clemson's lackadaisical approach at times and somewhat trying to copy the year before success. I preached it all last season. You and I talked about it on the show last year. That Trevor even admitted mid-season that he was trying to replicate the great things from the season before. And the thing that I look at is, I think they were thinking too much too. At the end of the day, LSU beat the crap out of them. It's over. But I agree with you. Don't leave the starters in there. In fact, I felt like Dabo a couple of times left Trevor in a little too long last year and was pulling and running the ball. And I'm calling Peete going, what's he doing? I left the guy, but what's he doing? So
I mean, he only played the second half of half the games. Not even that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even the second half. It was like the first 5 minutes of the third quarter or something.
Yeah.
And Cody says I would actually consider leaving them in longer later in the season. I completely disagree with that. I mean, unless the game's in question. And he says basically to get them ready for them to push for the highest ranking in the college football playoffs as possible. Now, there is something to be said for if you care about the rankings, there is something to be said for that. That's a valid point there. Because could they be, ranked number 2 instead of 3 or number 1 instead of 2 or something like that based on the scores? Yes. And that's a fair criticism. I still would say if the game's not in question, there's no reason to leave them, man. I'd rather them because, here's the problem. If they're up by 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter and they don't take their starters out against Boston College, I'm just throwing a team out there. And then Trevor Lawrence tears his ACL. Did you imagine the backlash on the coaching staff for not pulling him out?
No. I don't want to imagine it. I don't want to imagine that possibility of awfulness. No, I don't want to imagine it. But yes, I get what you're saying. That would be horrible. That would be horrible.
If they leave him in for 4 quarters every game, he could put up 5,000 yards and 55 touchdowns and win the Heisman, run away with the Heisman. But to me, I don't care about the Heisman as much as a lot of people do. I'd rather have the national championship than a Heisman.
Yeah, if you look at his numbers versus a lot of people who left their starters in even when they were blowing people out. I mean, anyway, he would have had a lot bigger numbers. And people still talk about his season for last year like it was this major slump, major letdown. Dude, that was still a great season. That was still a great season. That's how much Clemson has progressed, is that he could have the season he had last year and it was a bad season. That's how far the Tigers have come.
Absolutely. I see LSU Tiger Chick. She used to be formerly known as LSU Tiger Cat. Is in here. Hello.
May there, Tiger Cat.
So, some of these comments aren't questions, but comments. Let's see what Talk to the Paw says here. Meth in the Willie B trailer park, trailer trash on the train tracks. Hey, Bobby, I see that guitar behind you. Are they tuned up? You want to play a song for us?
you know.
I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot.
I don't know. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me
Okay.
1 second.
I think we might be able to hear Dookie Chicken if he's ready.
This is always dangerous. This is dangerous ground, my friend.
Again, I don't want to put you on the spot.
Well, I'm always up for picking a tune or two.
All right. Because you have never done me the honor of play.
Can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you great.
Everybody, we could sing. Go ahead and pick your Dookie Chicken.
Oh, please.
Okay, so I have to do it.
You wouldn't believe how many people request that on my channel as if I can play it. I can't play it.
Love it. Last night, I impromptu wrote a song about Mama singing drunk in the choir. That was a beautiful one. But I can't remember it because I literally made it up. So I will.
Hey, Bobby, do you know who 8 Camel Toes is?
No, I do not.
Well, I can tell you just from warming up, you're 100 times better guitar player than he is.
Fantastic. And from the time, so for me to do this, I have to go into Bobby mode.
Okay, go ahead.
I can't do this as me because it's just stupid.
Sure.
It's just stupid when me do it. But when Bobby does it,
there you go.
Stuff.
Look at he moved the hat.
I like bouncing like this and watching myself on the screen because it's in between stupid and hilarious.
You need one of these.
I actually do. Go ahead and pick your Dookie Chicken. Go do what you do best. Go ahead and pick your Dookie Chicken, and the Tigers will do the rest. You want me to keep going?
Oh, yes.
Take a fish out of water, trying to make it drive a car. Even if you're drunk, you know it won't get too far. It's like those chickens from Colombia in the armpit of the state, running their mouth, pissing people off, claiming they something they ain't. So go ahead and pick your Dookie Chicken, go do what you do best. Go ahead and pick your Dookie Chicken, and the Tigers will do the rest. Let's go to the bridge. You know, Clemson plays great football, without a doubt. Oh, yeah. Sing it with me, kids, but you boys are really good at eating Dookie. For a snack, 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 snack. Whoa! Go ahead and pick your Dookie Chicken. Go do what you do best. Go ahead and pick your Dookie Chicken, and the Tigers will do the rest. Yeah! Go ahead and pick your Dookie Chicken. Go do what you do best. Go ahead and pick your Dookie Chicken, and the Tigers will do the rest. The rest. The rest. The rest. I do what I can, my friend.
I got to say that was amazing and fantastic.
Well, anything for this viewership and you.
That might be the best song in the history of songs.
It's up there with Hey Jude, Amazing Grace, Fat Bottom Girls, stuff like that.
Yeah, Fat Bottom Girls. Well, thank you for doing that. I didn't mean to put you on the spot there, but it's again, this is a request channel, and I've never got more requests for any song in the history of songs than that one.
I can tell you why, too.
You know how I play these songs to start my live streams? Every single week, there's somebody on there going, play Peck Your Dookie Chicken or Dookie Chicken.
Well, I'm glad that the masses are enjoying it. Now, here is an interesting fact that I don't even know if you know. Of course, there was another song I did called He's a Gamecock. Do you remember that song? He's a game. It's actually on iTunes. Selfless plug. If you go to iTunes, you type in, and it's
Bobby,
on Spotify.
Do you want to play that? Do you want to play that song for us?
I have to try to remember the song.
You don't remember it. That's fine.
I try to remember. But it's on iTunes. It's on Spotify. But nobody knows this. I don't know if you even know this. There are 8 other Bobby Durkin songs that I have written and recorded, and they're at a buddy's house. All he has to do, he's a professional engineer. All he has to do is master it. And I have 8 more Bobby Durkin songs.
So what do we have to do to make this happen?
I've got to call him and tell him the masses have spoke. They want to hear these songs, and then boom.
if you've got 8 other songs plus the one you just said plus Dookie Chicken, that's a whole out. That's an entire
that's 10
album.
songs. I actually, this is really stupid. 3 years ago, I sat down and wrote 10 songs in a week. I wrote 10 stupid songs in a week. And it was like, here's one for you. Let me see if I can remember it.
Hey, first of all, Paul Dukes sent a $2 super chat, and he says, "A great song, Bobby." Thank you, Paul Dukes.
I have, Bobby Durkins told me one day that there were people who, in fact, these people who goes out to try to talk people from jumping off bridges, that they have been using his songs to put a pep in their step, and they get a new lease on life. I mean, they've totally turned from it. But here's one for you. This is I can't remember the verses. That's how long ago it is. But let me see if I can remember this.
All right.
Lord, I love eating chicken. Good Lord, I love it pan fried. But I couldn't be a gamecock. Oh Lord, if I tried. And that's one of the songs.
Oh, I was just getting into it, man. You stopped in the.
I told you I can't remember all of it. But I'll give you a little bit. He's a gamecock, just a little bit. I'm not going to give you the entire song because it's a ballad. It's about, and here's the funny thing about it. So I grew up in really traditional church. So I wrote it. When my family heard it, they busted out laughing and went, "Yeah, you totally robbed some old tunes." As far as the sound of it, sounded really churchy, and I did it on purpose because it sounds really sentimental. I felt like I was going to get struck by lightning the entire time, but it was funny. So here we go. He grew up side by side, but he never was quite right. He acted different. He had a weird look in his eye. He turned 18, set his family down. To all of us, this is who I am. What he said almost put Daddy in the ground when he said, "I'm a gamecock. I'm a gamecock." And after that day, we knew what was wrong with him. He's got that stupid chicken as his ringtone. All his logic is long gone. And after that day, we never spoke to him again. Yeah, buddy.
Oh, God. How many Gamecock songs do you have? You know what, Bobby? We'll talk off here. I'm having you write a song for me.
What do you need me to write?
Well, we'll talk about it off air. I'm definitely having you write a song for me. I'll pay you if I have to.
Pay me? No. Yeah. Let me come down there and sleep on your couch for a day, maybe.
Hey, I got a spare bedroom with a bed and everything. You don't have to sleep on the couch. It's even got sheets. It's even got sheets on it.
It's even got sheets. And listen to this: I can get the Manscaped kit. Go into your guest bathroom.
That's what I'll do.
Make myself at home.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'll have you write a song for me because I need a non-copyrighted intro song. So I'll need you to write a song for me for doing that, and I'll pay you. I'll buy you a Manscaped kit. That'll be your payment.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah,
I'm in. So how many Gamecock songs do I have? I have 10.
You have 10 Gamecock songs?
Oh my God, 10 Gamecock songs. And you should have seen the looks I got when tailgating for Tigers. You remember I did that video a couple of years ago with him. He and I went around Death Valley the year we won a national championship with Trevor Lawrence. And you remember Gamecocks came, and that's when Jake Bentley threw for 510 yards that game. But he and I actually went around Clemson University. We went around just not the stadium, the university, and I sang those songs. I was dressed as Bobby. I sang those songs to Gamecocks. I sang them on the streets to people in line. And it was absolutely, I still can't believe I did it. There's like every now and again, it'll like click with me and I'll go, do you realize how bad that could have turned out?
I've never seen that video. For anybody who hasn't seen the video he's talking about, go to Tailgating for Tigers YouTube channel. I'm sure it's still up there, right?
I'm pretty sure, and there was some Clemson fans who did not think that it was funny. They thought that I guess they thought that Bobby is real, and they were like apologizing for Bobby. And between you and I, that made it even more funny for me. I was like, they think he's real? This is awesome.
These people have no sense of humor. But I do remember there's one guy on there. One of the Gamecock fans did not find you very entertaining.
No, he did not find me very entertaining.
Most of them were actually pretty cool. They thought you were fun.
Most of them were pretty cool. And then there was one drunk woman who sang along with me, and it was great. And she was a Gamecock.
She was singing Dookie Chicken?
No, she sang He's a Gamecock with me. And she tried to add some harmony, and her drunk self couldn't keep up with it, and it made it even better.
Oh, yeah. I see SEC Dog's in here. He says he's trying to listen to Bobby Durkin sing, and he's trying to watch Mark Rogers talk about Florida State. Well, we know which one of those two things are more entertaining. Bobby Durkin's singing is much more entertaining than listening to anybody talk about Florida State. We already know that. And
Mark would tell you that too.
So. And no offense to Mark Rogers. Mark Rogers is very entertaining, but he's not as entertaining as listening to Bobby Durkin sing about the Gamecocks.
I'm not as entertaining as Bobby. We must understand here, Pete. You and I've talked about this many times. I am Brian. Bobby is Bobby. We're just two total different entities. That's how I view it. Bobby is literally somebody else to me, but it's a lot of fun. But yes, I was talking about those other 8 songs this week, and I was telling my wife, I said, I have got to call Mike. He's a good friend of mine. Call Mike and say, would you finish those other 8 songs and send them back to me, and then I just put them on iTunes or whatever, or just send them to send them. I think it would be but it was a lot of fun writing it, because every dumb thing that a Clemson fan has ever wanted to say about a Gamecock, I did and more, and put it to tune, and it was fun. We
need that, like vampires need blood. We need the whole album.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. So I know I'm just sitting here going like, what? It was crazy. I tell you, man, I just had so much fun with that. And then a lot of people, they just enjoy coming back and talking about it. And it's just odd. But I didn't tell anybody. I didn't even tell my wife I wrote the album. I wrote the album, turned around, recorded it, and then one day I come in playing it, and she's like, "Oh my God, who is that?" And I was like, "It's me." So that's what you've been doing in your spare time.
Yeah, and then you started the YouTube channel where you put on a wig and talk like Ed Orgeron. So what did your wife think you're crazy or doing? Your Dookie Chicken songs or your Ed Orgeron impressions?
She was more well, by that time she had kind of been accepted it. But when I first started doing Bobby, that actually kind of threw her. Like, she was like, "What are you doing?" And she's not a stick in the mud. She was like, "What are you doing?" Because I just did a video one day. I just turned on my phone and started ranting. It wasn't even about college football. And I got a ton of views, like right off the flipping bat. I mean, it was just hilarious. And so she saw that I was going to continue doing it. And then one day she asked me, she's like, so how long are you going to continue doing this? And I was like, well, until I get bored and people, I really didn't worry about people just telling me to stop, because I'd already had, people coming in and, watching it. But yeah, it took her a little bit just to like get used to it, because it is weird. I mean, it is really, really weird.
That's all right. SEC Dog wants to know when you're going to do a Kirby Smart press conference on YouTube. I'm waiting for that one.
I have actually had that request to do the Kirby Smart one, and I haven't, but I need to. And I really, really need to.
That I think we need to see that. LSU Tiger Chick, $5 super chat says, "Thanks for the entertainment. I agree with Bobby. We had the perfect storm last season, but it was an honor to play y'all. Congrats on the 2020 Natty." So she's picking us to win the 2020 national championship, I think.
Well, she's good people.
Or maybe she's talking about maybe she's talking about the game that was played actually in 2020, even though it was the 2019 season. I don't know. But either way, thank you, Tiger Cat. You're amazing and fantastic.
She's good people. I think she's picking us to win it. I think she's picking us to win it. She's smart people. She's smart people.
You know what? I think she would root for us if as long as we weren't playing LSU. I think she would actually root for Clemson to win it.
I think she would.
She's not an SEC homer.
No,
she's not.
No, she only talks about LSU.
Yeah,
she only talks about LSU.
I got to respect that. I got to respect that.
Yeah.
Clemson Carson says, I tried doing Ed Orgeron and gave me a sore throat. I've got a couple of Ed Orgeron videos up on YouTube.
Your Orgeron, it's good. Like you did Orgeron like twice and you stopped. Your Orgeron's fantastic.
It is. Actually, my Ed Orgeron is probably one of my best impressions. I do a pretty good one of Dabo Swinney too. You know what the thing is? I love doing those videos where I impersonate coaches, and but nobody else seems to like them. You know, I mean, the only people that like them are like a very small group of Clemson fans and you. That's it.
Yeah, I love it. I would keep doing it. Now, to me, like Swinney, I can't do Swinney. I don't have it. And my Muschamp is not really that good, but the stuff I say and the toning of the Carolina fans, it always gets good feedback.
Well, the wig gets me. We got the Ed Orgeron wig on.
Let me find that sucker over here, because when I bought it, I didn't tell my wife that I was buying it.
Do you have it in the room with you right now? We got to see that.
Heck yeah, it's over here. Let me get it.
Let me get it.
Here we go.
This wig, the wig alone. You don't have to say anything. Just put the wig on.
This is awesome. My hair is awful, guys.
Look at the wig before he puts it on.
This is awesome. This is great. I have to look at the back. Which side's the back? Let me see. Let me take the glasses off so you get the effect.
This wig, right? Where the hell did you get this wig?
Amazon. And this is truth. My wife is going to kill me for this. I'm trying to straighten it up while looking in the monitor. This is great. So my wife didn't know that I bought this sucker. So I buy it because I'm going to do the Orgeron.
Well, she found it under the bed. Thought you were into some kind of kicky stuff or something.
No, there's an elderly lady who lives next to us, and she thought that it was hers. God as my witness. And my son, Bobby Jr., Jaden, he told her, he said, "Oh no, Brian didn't tell you. He bought it for Ed Orgeron," and she thought it was the lady next door. Oh my God. It's such a horrible wig. I mean, it's so awful. Look at it. This is bad.
Oh,
here's oh my God, yeah. Let me see if I can do once, twice, three times a lady.
Yes, please do.
Once, twice, three times a lady.
Sound like the Cookie Monster.
It really does. Oh my God. Oh my goodness.
Oh God.
Oh dear Lord.
Well, this definitely did not go as planned.
Our talking subjects for tonight was the quarterbacks, UNC's recruiting class, and Boomer Esiason just basically saying we're just getting each other to cough on each other, and it went to this.
Oh, Bobby, I love you, man.
Oh man. I tell you this. This is why we work well together.
I keep looking at you with that fucking wig on.
I know. Look at it. This is great. What's even like, and then what's crazy is when my wife saw that I was actually going to go online with this sucker, she's like looking, and I can see her. She's got that look in her head like, maybe I can help him. Maybe I can get this thing to look right. So she's like, do something with it. And then she moved it back and made me look really weird. I look like
she's trying to style your wig.
Yeah, I look like Johnny Knoxville right here a little bit. Right here, right here, I don't know what I look like there. And then if it goes down really, I look like an old man who's in denial. Like he's about 85.
It dyed your hair. Yeah.
Exactly. And people was like looking at him going, no, Ralph, I can't tell that that's a toupee.
Big BVD says you look a little bit like Prince.
Oh my God. No, I'm not going to try to sing 1999 with this song. BVD. Oh my God.
I'm sorry. He says you look a little bit like a white Prince, which is even better.
Even better.
Oh God.
I made there. Oh my God.
Oh God. I can't stop laughing. I'm sorry. I'm not a very good host. I can't stop laughing. All right, it's been an hour, and it's been for anybody who just came in here. The past 20 minutes has been epic. We heard, what did we hear? We heard Dookie Chicken. What was it?
Yeah, we did.
What was the second song we heard?
He's a gamecock.
He's a gamecock. We heard another one after that. What was that one?
It's called Even If I Tried.
Even If I Tried.
Couldn't be a gamecock even if I tried.
So a plethora of amazing and fantastic gamecock songs for anybody who wasn't here.
Yeah.
Cody Lashney says, hold on real quick before we go here. He says, one day I'll let you hear my Ed Ordron impression. I've been told it's pretty good. Well, sir, anybody who has one, I want to hear it. That's all there is to that.
We should do a compilation to where we get all of y'all to send in your impressions, and we just put it together.
Cody Lashley,
that would be fine.
Cody Lashley needs to come down to the bayou. I want to hear that impression of Ed Orgeron. You need to come down to the bayou right now.
That's right. Every now and again, to turn my wife on, I cover myself in low country boil herbs. And she just takes your hands off it.
All right, guys. It's been a fun hour. Check us out check us out every single Tuesday at 7 p.m. live here on YouTube on Pigskin Pete's YouTube channel. I'll be live tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Got a lot of great stuff scheduled for that. Thursday night, I'll be uploading a video with my man John from Always Irish, the Irishman, the Notre Dame fan. And of course, Friday night at 10 p.m., I'll have another amazing and fantastic call-in show. Anything you want to say before we get off of here, Bobby?
No. I'll just see you next week. We had fun. I say no, and then I start saying stuff. That's stupid. I love talking to all of y'all. I love doing the show with you. I love being stupid. I love having fun. We all need it, and I'm glad everybody's here. So you better be here next Tuesday night.
We are definitely synonymous with stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, I am. Definitely.
Yeah. All right. A lot of people in here saying great stream. Thank you. Thank all of you guys. We love all of you. And I think I speak for me and Bobby when I say that.
Absolutely.
All right. Have a good one, everybody. We'll see you next week. Pixie and Pete and Bobby Durkins, or Ed.
Take care, guys.
Ed Orgeron Durkins checking out.